Hello. You're very welcome back to another review. Today we're checking out Blacksquare's steam gauge overhaul for the Bonanza. Released by Just Flight, this add-on completely transforms the default Bonanza. The interior here is so different. All the panels replaced with their steam gauge counterparts, all the systems are modelled, circuit breakers, electrical system, even the engines get an update from a normally aspirated and even a turbocharged variant. Some of the exterior has been changed, we have some tip tanks, and the flight model has also been altered here as well. It still boasts the same sounds, but they've managed to put in a few extra sounds for a lot of the systems, all the switches and the buttons. Let's go check it out. So here we have the steam gauge overhaul for the Bonanza by Blacksquare. Now the exterior, it's pretty much what a Sobo gave us, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful looking model. But Blacksquare have managed to model in some nice tip tanks and a weather radar in the wing. It's worth noting that there's no external static elements, there's no tie downs or remove before flight, and the doors don't open either. But once you move inside the cabin, that's where this add-on really shines. The textures, the modelling, everything here has been upgraded. Look at that glare shield. The glass is gone and we're now looking at all these steam gauges. And I have to say, they replicate their real world counterparts to a very high standard indeed. Not to mention the functionality, everything looks absolutely clear and crisp. The night lighting is outstanding. We have a number of different switches and knobs. We can really get the lighting levels where we want them. That famous Beechcraft blue floodlight on the glare shield, it looks incredible. Also the exterior lighting, it's done very well. We have our taxi and main landing light located on the nose and the gear. The nav lights are done really well, as are the strobes. Overall, this is a visually pleasing aircraft. They've done nice work on the exterior. The interior is done absolutely incredibly, especially when you're looking at all those instruments. For that, I'm going to score it 3.5. Next up, we have a look at the systems. There are so many to play with here. With the checklists, everything's from the InSim panel, and there's over 350 individual checklist items. There's some nice features inside the cabin. We can open the window, we can move the sun visors, and an armrest. Now, once we power up the aircraft, we can see the avionics come to life. And I gotta say, they're done really well. There's beautiful sounds, the animations are absolutely incredible, and we have a ton of options when it comes to our navigation. We can choose to fly with no GPS, we can use the 4 and 530s, even the 750s are all modelled here. The external tip tanks are also modelled with their own fuel transfer system. They'll transfer the fuel from the tip tanks into our main tanks. There's no direct feed into the engine. Then it comes to wear and tear and also the failure options. Everything's controlled inside this panel. Blacksquare have announced that they're going to be adding a tablet EFB to all their aircraft coming soon. That's also going to include a digital engine analyzer. But for now, everything is reasonably easy to check out going through this weather radar. That's where we can access the wear and tear and all our failures. When it comes to failures, well, there's a lot. There's over 80 different failures we can use. And when you consider the electrical system, there's 48 circuit breakers and they're all modelled. Everything that's working on the real aircraft, well, it works in this aircraft. Blacksquare have done an amazing job here. So when it comes to the systems, I give this a solid 4. So moving on, we have the sounds. And although these are all default sounds, well, Blacksquare have done a great job adding some of them in. It features the default native WWise 3D G36 sounds, but they've also added in a few more when it comes to the warnings, environmental control systems, the electronics, the turbocharger, engine cooling, plus more. The default sounds have been carefully assigned to all the interactable cockpit elements for an authentic 3D spatial experience. The engine sounds are particularly nice. When you rev up that turbocharged engine, you can really hear it sing. Overall, I think Blacksquare have done a great job with the sounds. They've really made it that little bit more immersive. And I have to say, if you try and backfire this engine and the turbocharged sounds, well, they're a really nice addition to the aircraft. For the sounds, I give this 4. Next up, we have the handling. How does the aircraft feel? Well, I have to say, good, very good. The Bonanza features an improved flight model compared to the default Bonanza we get from Asobo. They've made tweaks to the aircraft itself based on operator feedback and real flight data. The drag variables. When it comes to the cowl flaps, the landing gear, we also see degradation from the engine. If it's fouled or if it's damaged, rough running, it's all there. Flying the aircraft within its normal flight envelope, it's a joy to fly. When you take it outside of its comfort zone, when it comes to stalls and spins, it's very predictable and it does what you expect it to do. I think the handling here is solid. For that, I give it 4. So next up we have the price. What are we getting for our investment here? You can pick up this add-on from Just Flight's marketplace and it's priced at €30.95. I've got to say, it's actually alright considering this is quite the upgrade to the default Bonanza. Maybe not in the visuals from the exterior, but definitely when it comes to the interior and all the systems. It has wear and tear, to a degree, but there is consequences. The failure options are absolutely incredible and this will really keep you on your toes. You get a couple of different variants as well, the normal aspirated engine and also the turbocharged one. I think there's good value in this, and for that, I score it 3.5. So before I unveil the overall score to see how it lands on our leaderboard, well, let me know in the comments section below, what do you think? Would you have scored this the same or different? I love reading your comments. And do be sure, hit the like, subscribe and get notified button. I'll keep bashing these reviews out at a rate and knots. We're getting there now. There's a few done, do you know? Right, so until the next time, you take care and we'll see you soon.